All right, good evening, gentlemen. As we priorly discussed here just a second ago, thank you and thank you for welcome for those who are here, those who will hear this later when it's recorded. Please pay attention. You may stop the video at any time, go back, review it, and also call me to answer your questions. But again, to those who are here live, thank you for being here live, and we shall move forward. We should move forward. Today is Sunday. This is kind of like a little special out of the normal uh, day of having a meeting, but I thought it was important to answer some questions and some things that have gone on. All right, as we always do, let's start this off properly. Dear Lord, thank you as we come together as men. Father, we say thank you for the men that are here represented today. Continue to bless them and their families and those who will see this later. Also bless them, but also keep us together as one brotherhood. In Jesus' name, amen. Listen, gentlemen, always, like I always tell you, please let's try to be on time when we have meetings, even if it's impromptu meetings. Please let's try to be on time. Also, Zoom, when you get on Zoom, try to stay logged in. Um, the Zoom that I sent you, okay, you can go ahead and save that as a contact. So whenever we have a meeting, you can hop right on by clicking that link just like you would on a phone call. Just save that as a contact. All right. For the new members that may see this later, or new people who see this later, welcome to the new members. I know we've had having some baptisms upcoming, and we had some, but for those new members as well, you are absolutely welcome. All right, first and foremost, right now, what's happening right now, which will be next Sunday, we're going to do a men's breakfast next Sunday. Woo! So next Sunday, 8 a.m. at our normal meeting place, Golden Corral. That way, everybody can have their favorite, whatever you want, at 8 a.m. Yes, the prices have gone up just a little bit. Okay, but this way we can spread out. We can talk for a little bit. We can fellowship. Some people have not gone with us before. So we just want to meet here. It's a good place to meet. And again, you can get all the things you want for one low price. All right. So next Sunday, 8 a.m., please be there on time. Please be there on time at 8 a.m. We'll see you there at the Golden Corral right off of Normandy. It's right across from the cemetery. You cannot miss it. If you have any questions, you give me a call. All right, next and most importantly, while we're really here, if you have not heard by now, for those who need to know, our wonderful pastor, it is finally time for him to pack his bags and head south, as we say. He's had a great run. He stuck around a little bit longer, and now it's just time for him to transition to a different facility. He'll still be available. He's still a good friend. I've enjoyed working with him. We've learned from each other, but most of all, he's just an overall great guy. He really cares about this church. I'm sure you saw that yesterday. But it is time for him to roll on. Now, our new pastor um, will be Pastor Curtis Kreider. Some of you may remember him from a little while ago. He was pastoring at one of our other churches. We've seen him around a couple of times, but now he's back and he's going to pastor us and lead us forward. Uh, I'm not sure exactly when he's going to come around. I know he's going to be installed in September. Um, no date. Um, no date has been given. So right now we don't know exactly what date he's going to be installed as our new pastor, but he will be on board in September. Okay. Um, Trying to think of any other things that I know that Pastor Daphnis, from what he said today, he won't be there August 3rd, but he will be there at Ephesus on August 10th. And I believe that may be his last Sabbath with us. Okay. So please, if you run into your pastor, if he's cleaning out his office, or if you see him, thank him for all that he's done for us. And if the new pastor, Pastor Kreider, shows up, please give him a good handshake and a good welcome. Each department has been tasked with putting information together. So we're going to put our own little booklet together. I actually want to do a video and introduce ourselves to him so he'll know faces when he gets there. But we'll definitely have a binder ready for him and let him know what's been going on with us, what we've been doing, and just make sure he's welcomed in the right way. There will be a transition team from our board meeting that was held this morning. The transition team will be formed to make sure that we do everything in steps and process. And like I say, we'll have binders, we'll have all the information so that when he comes on board, our new pastor will be ready to move forward. Pastor Daphnis is planning on having a farewell dinner with the officers of the church, and he also is planning, as far as we've heard today, basically a farewell Sabbath luncheon. Those dates will be to be determined. Okay. All right. So here, let's move on to the next item real quick. Like I said, it's going to be a short meeting today. Coming soon, and this is going to hit the calendar real soon. Again, we're going to have a little food and break bread together next Sunday. But after that, real soon, we're going to have a fishing rodeo. Yesterday was a great day of Sabbath and enjoyment, but the Friday, this past Friday, we had a chance to hang out. A couple of us got together. We went fishing off the pier. We had a blast. Okay, we had a blast. We didn't catch a whole bunch of fish, but we caught fish and we had fun. So when I post this, like I always tell you, when we post things going forward, if you're available, come on out. If you can't make it, we'll do it again. But I plan on going fishing as much as I can between now and December. So when we post these events and you want to go, hop on board. Okay. We had a good time. We met a lot of good people out there, and it was just a lot of fun just being outside. Okay. So that fishing rodeo is coming real soon. All right. 1 second here. This report celebration. All right. So also coming back soon, I got to speak with the gentleman that was here a little bit ago. We were talking about investments and taking care of ourselves. And one of the things that bothered me a little bit when I saw the email or the message that went out, a person was asking for assistance to be buried. I want all of our members and all of our people going forward. We need to take care of ourselves, right? It doesn't take too much, but we need to educate every single member in our body so we're not struggling like that. Okay. And we need to have these conversations, especially with the men, but also with our young men. Okay. These are the things that we need to do. So this session will come back again real soon. How many works? I'm going to talk with the gentleman if he can show up in person. We'll have it. If not, we'll have it by Zoom and we will record it. So please prepare your questions. If you can or cannot make that meeting when it does happen, send me your questions. We will ask those questions in the meeting. You can go back and watch it later. But we want to learn a little bit about how our money works and works for us. Okay. All right. Also, right now, some of you know, some of you do not know, the stage that is outside will be demolished. Okay. It will be demolished. Uh, Once it is demolished, it'll be stacked up until we get a dumpster. And we're going to get a dumpster and put all the raw materials in that dumpster, and it will be carted away. But the stage that's outside right now will be demolished rather soon. Along with that, school cleanup and fallen trees. It's almost time for school to start again. So the teachers will be coming back and we'll be looking over the grounds. We'll assist them looking over the grounds. One of our biggest concerns, I don't know if many of you know, but a lot of trees did fall. Um, a lot of trees did not or were not seen because it was picked up rather expeditiously. So our men are doing a great job of taking care of things that we need to take care of. But if we see something, let's make sure that we say something. But most of all, take care of and look out for the safety of our church, our school, and most of all, our kids that attend our school. Um, Along with this lines, I'm going to cover something that was covered in board meeting today. Our school bus um, was funded by a grant, and that grant has since expired. Okay, so they're looking into another alternatives for that, and they will meet back hopefully before school starts and be able to resolve that situation. Um, Again, we want to make sure we do everything that we can to take care of our church and our school. Think about that when you're making your little extra donations and things you want to do. Along that same lines, Pastor Alex will be back. Uh, he's going to finish up some lighting and some tech items. I know that when the kids were singing and when we do different things in the church, uh, Pastor Alex has been helping us from the conference. He is coming back and he's going to take care of that. And I believe maybe a couple even items at the school. I'm not sure, but we're going to resolve that question here hopefully soon.
Can
The very next thing,
I ask a question?
sure, sir.
Um, Anthony asked me a question. He says, "Are we on Are we on Pando? Are you familiar with Pando?
No, I am not.
Pando, I guess it's some type of place where you can do uh, religious programming."
Okay.
And he was saying that he doesn't think any of the Adventist uh, services are on that particular format. So I was just wondering, had anybody heard of Pando?
No.
Okay.
The closest thing to that I know is Pandora.
Well, I
Uh,
got Pandora. Yeah.
yeah. If you do me a favor, please get the information and forward it to me. I
Okay.
will I will look into it and send back some feedback from it and let you
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, let's move forward. I'll cover that here in just a second. Uh, Prayer meeting, and this is along the lines of what's been going on. So, listen, some of you have been missing out on prayer meeting. Again, it's been really, 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 really good. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings at 5 a.m. You're encouraged to come out with us. Like I tell people, just cut it on and roll over and listen to it. Okay, look, a lot of mornings I'm on there snoring, and my wife's listening. I'm be honest with you, but many of the mornings it's great. I mean, we learn each other. We learn who each other are, and it's been really, really good. So, please, if you can, join prayer meeting in the mornings. Um, a little bit of what was going on that you probably missed if you probably missed it if you didn't know about the SEC 40 days of prayer that led up to camp meeting. Very, very good. Okay, very, very good. But it is gone now. So what we do have remaining is prayer meeting Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and of course Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. All right, what's going on? What's been going on? Uh, One of the other things we're going to advertise, as I like to say it, we had a good little hike a couple weeks back at Father's Day. Been planning another day. A lot of things are happening real fast with Pastor leaving and getting ready for his transition. Uh, but we're going to offer another hike for those who want to come out and hike. We're not hiking far, but we're going to hike through the woods and maybe come out at the ocean again, as you see here. If you want to participate in that, you're absolutely more than welcome. We had a blast. We had an absolute blast. We saw a lot of things. When I say a lot of animals, a lot of different animals, and I'm sure next time we'll see a bunch of different other species. And it was just a great hike. It was just a great hike out to the water and back to the car. So when that does happen, you're going to be more than welcome to join us. All right, what's been going on? Again, we had our conference back in February. Uh, I wanted to have it again this summer, this fall, summer. We have to check now since the pastor's rolling in and out. But we will get together again as men. We're going to invite the other churches. And also, we'll probably ask Doc Moreau or one of the other docs. Talking to one of the other doctors, he was out of the country. So either him, Doc Moreau, or one of our other Adventist doctors could come in and have a session with us. And mainly, we want to make sure our men are taking care of themselves, taking care of your health, and going to see the doctor, all those different things. And so the doctors have volunteered their time to come in and just answer our men's health questions. Okay, so when that does happen again here, hopefully soon, we'll be able to get together and talk about it. I'm going to ask a couple of people on this call and those later. I need your help in planning that. And so when I do call you, please be readily available to help me actually plan that out. And I'll tell you why here in a second. And again, the main thing is we want to stay on the mission. We started off 2024 strong, right? There was a leadership symposium, and then from that down to us, we're supposed to carry those things out. I think we've been doing a good job, but we want to stay on our mission to take care of each other as well as our church and our community. So I think we've been doing a good job. So now we just have to maintain that throughout the rest of the year. All right. Now the men's ministry. So Ephesus men's ministry needs you, and I'm saying that because a couple of people that were on staff with us, or on the staff with us, one has thus transferred membership. So those others who would like to participate in some of the planning and ideas, let me know if you want to help, and please get on board so we can do this together. I can't be the one making all the decisions, and it can't be just one or two people. We need your ideas. We need to know what you all want as men, but most of all, we need to try to work this thing out together so that we can go in one direction as on one accord. So if you're willing and want to give some of your ideas and lend a little bit of your time, let me know, and then we'll add you to the list. So when we come to these meetings and also to the board, we'll come together as a good body and well prepared. All right, moving on. What's been going on? If you haven't seen it, if you want it, like I told you before, there was this thing that happened a couple months ago, Men's Winning Circle Conference. If you want the link, I'll send it to you. I want you to see that because I want us to get to that same thing. In Jacksonville, we can do it. It's a bunch of us Adventist men in this city. We need to come together and have a good time, know who we are, and be able to do things together, right? So if you want the link, see me later and I'll give you the link. One of the other things that was going on, a great sermon that was held on homecoming week, but also those sermons outside of our own sermons, great sermons. I've sent it to a couple people who've been asking, and they have enjoyed the sermons, right? We have our pastor in his sermons, but we also have a lot of other pastors with some great sermons. So if you're preparing yourself, you're preparing Sabbath school, or just want to learn some knowledge, I guarantee you there's some great sermons out there. And you can listen to them during the week to keep you on track and keep you focused and also give you a little bit of motivation, right? So we're going to skip through this real quick. Again, this is Pastor Hewlett that came and visited us a few months back. I'm sure when the new pastor comes on board, we're all going to get together. And I'm going to try to break bread with both pastors, both new pastors, and also whoever of the men want to join us. Let's get to know each other and get to know our other churches, right? All right. One more thing about being outside. This happened last month, but it goes along also with going outside. I missed my slides up, by the way, if you hadn't noticed. Uh, but if you want to go out there and have a little fun and just see what's out there, and I know some of you have not been outside, let's get together, man. We have to get outside. But most of all, I want to take our young men out. We need to teach them finance. We need to teach them a lot of different things that they don't know about as young men. Just basics, just basics. And so when we offer these things, so hey, we're going to meet here, please come out and volunteer your time so that we can get together. And it all, again, these things are a lot of money is being thrown at these things. A lot of money is funding these things, right? And it just may be something along the way where our young men can benefit from it later by being involved with, participating in, and understanding what's available to them, right? So that's the main thing that we want to understand. These are not just for us, these are for our young people to learn different skills and also not only just learn different skills, but what learn different things that can take them into the future, right? And it was funny this past week we were fishing on Friday, and some of you know because you've been paying attention. The lesson was on being fishers of men. Part of the lesson was so. It just turned out to be a great, wonderful time. So I want you all to come out and enjoy it with us. Moving on from that, some of you missed camp meeting. You can go back and watch the camp meeting episodes. If you want to go to my Facebook, you can see the pictures and see some of the videos. But if you missed camp meeting, definitely you can go back and watch. Men's choir, since we're here, we might as well do this. I will not be here the first Sabbath in August. I'm trying to switch those dates, and I'm looking at the calendar now. I'd like to switch it to the second Sabbath, which is the day where Pastor Daphnis will be here. So we may switch that if that's plausible, but I don't know for sure. So the men's choir, we probably won't sing first Sabbath, but we will possibly sing the second Sabbath, which is the 10th. Okay. All right. We're in the home stretch. So a lot of stuff came up this past week. I've been talking to a bunch of different people about a bunch of different things. I sent out about 15 jobs to a couple different people. And again, we want to teach our young folk about working, but also about what's best available. If they want to be a business person, fine. If they want to be a finance person, fine. If they want to work a job, we want to make sure that we show them those opportunities. So um, uh, definitely, we're still planning on having that meeting. Uh, one second here. I'm trying to skip to here we go. So it's I call it the career college scholarship conversation because if they do things right, they can build up some money or they can get scholarships to help pay for school, right? But also it leads to their future. So everything that we're trying to show them outside and all these job skills, as you see on the screen, all they got to do is get in the program, and once they get in the programs will help take care of them. And the reason I'm saying that is because we've been working with Bethune-Cookman, and Bethune-Cookman got a big grant. It ran out this year. They reapplied this year. They're going to get some more, probably another 50 grand, maybe 100 grand to continue their studying, but they're doing biological science. But as you see, there's all these different things that our kids can do during the summer, right? So they can go work for somebody instead of working at Burger King. And a lot of these jobs will work from home or do whatever. So we just want to make sure whatever is available and what our kids want to do, we want to have those conversations with them. And so when we do have our young men session, okay, we're going to invite the young men in and have these conversations with them. Okay, so let's make sure that if you want to sit in with it, great. We'll have a young men session. But again, we're also going to have a men's session, on our separate date to go with this. But let's make sure that we're encouraging our young men to not only do right, do better, and that's fine, but let's help teach them some things, right? Teach them what they need to know so that they can fulfill their goals and their dreams. All right, moving on. We talked about that. Uh, Along with this, now that the new pastor is coming on, we have a lot of new members. Again, if anybody has an SDA question, and I mean just what I mean by that, if you have an SDA question, because it came up last week and I had a session with an individual and they had SDA questions. So if you all have SDA questions, please let's sit down and go over it. But we may have one day where we break bread and also answer some SDA questions. It's good to learn what we're doing and why we're doing it. And when we were in Sabbath school, a lot of the young people, they're coming to Sabbath school because they've been told to, but they don't necessarily know all the things or why. And I like to answer those questions when we're sitting in Cornerstone because it's important that they understand the why of what they do. So let's make sure that we're teaching that as well. But again, if you have any SDA questions, hey, let's sit down and go over those questions. Okay. All right. This is where we are throughout the world. If you didn't know, we're all over the world as a church, but most of all, where we need to be. And please join our Sabbath school on Sabbath morning. It's a fun time. We have a lot of fun. You can also catch the lessons on Hope Sabbath School for free on YouTube. And if you have the app, you can get all the quarterlies and the lessons on your app so you can take it home with your kids and go over your lessons. All right, let's jump through this quick. Please continue to give to men's ministry when you're giving your tithe and offerings. We're going to talk about that maybe next meeting a little bit more. But there's some budget lines in the church I want to ask our treasurer about before we speak about it here. But definitely continue to give to men's ministry so that we can plan our programming. If we want to bring in a pastor, bring in a speaker, whatever we want to do, we'll have that in our kitty to take care of.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, sir.
If you're doing it online, looking at mine when I do it, it's an add-on category. It's not actually it just doesn't sit there as the main menu. You have to add it. It's an add-on category.
Mm-hmm.
And but so far as you trying to maybe influencing the tithe envelope, I don't know if that's a possibility or not. But you talking about looking for a particular item to be listed on the tithe envelope, you mean?
No, just certain things we want to assist with.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So you can write anything you want down there, though.
Absolutely. And I think what I'm getting at with that is that all of our men don't know all of our budget lines or the things of the church that cost money, where the money is going to, the bills that we have, some of our obligations. I don't think everybody understands how that works. So we may have to do a day with that to look at all the budget lines and discover as a church how we operate.
If you are interested in just the church breaks that down through conference and things like that, but if you're willing just to do your percentage of offering, whatever it is, the church also breaks out things that are part of the normal gathering for conferences and things like that. So,
yeah. And that's why I may ask our treasurer to just sit down and go over it and do like a quick little video, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, just to so everybody can understand.
Sounds good.
I just want the men to fully understand what we do and why.
Sounds good.
Yep. All right. So we talked about men's needs, men's outing, youth meeting, scholarship meeting. We talked last time about prison ministry, men's ushers, making disciples, and again in homeless outreach. So we have a lot to do, and there's always stuff to do. And again, we need your help as men. Any area that you want to volunteer in, or any area that you want to get involved in, there's plenty work. So definitely, if you have any ideas, let's talk about it. Um, we talked about that last time. Uh, um, we talked about Bible study. That's supposed to say prayer meeting, um, intentional prayer for a member each week. Um, that came up in a discussion, but not only to keep people on your prayer list, but a lot of people in our church are they're dealing with different things. People have died. People dealing with different situations, different medical situations. Let's just keep our members in prayer, and also reach out to our members when you know that they're going through certain things. If you're not on the list or the prayer line list, get on there so you can see what's going on. You can actually text a member, call your brother. Let's just look out for each other and make sure that we're being intentional and giving them some encouragement throughout the week. Okay. Um, uh, Basketball is still ongoing. We're kind of taking a break because school's out. Again, it'll pick up in the fall for those who want to assist with basketball, or for those who want to assist with football, because football is coming up very soon here. It'll be soon as school starts back. Football will get started, flag football that is. So if you want to participate in that, or if you want to participate and or coach basketball, please let us know. I don't mind passing the baton.
Uh-huh.
Oh, mercy. All right. Our next meeting, men, will probably be July 30th. At this time, it'll be our regular meeting night, Tuesday night. So it'll be the same Zoom link. And that's what the lines are referencing down below. Don't go by that date, Monday, January 3rd. It's just referencing the Zoom line. So our next call will be July 30th once we get some more information. Um, and there's more things to talk about: speaker honorarium, reduced spending effort, the Mount Hermon Church, treasury items, Pentecost 2025, uh, again, the transition team, and different other things. So there's a lot to talk about. So anything we didn't discuss tonight, we'll try to pick that up a little bit more once I get more information and talk about that on July 30th. All right. And lastly, gentlemen, again, be on time. Please be on time. Thank you all for being here, for those who are here. And for those who could not be here, please see me after this meeting and give me a call after you watch it. Any questions, gentlemen, for the ones that are here live?
I don't have a question, but I have a thing to put in. Um, if you know any guys, and I'm going to be getting it to the education department, OU Live is going to be coming up for college days for Oakwood.
Yes.
So I'm going to be putting. I didn't realize the flyer had not been put out in
Okay.
our church, so I have it, and I'm going to get it to Brother Orville.
Okay.
And so but just letting you that it is coming up in October.
Yes.
And so I know some of my kids go through the church school, but anybody else, mostly juniors and seniors that we know of that are not going, they are welcome to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great time. Absolutely great time. By the way, are you driving the bus?
I should be. I did it last year, so I'm getting in full force with, so we're getting on it.
Oh, my man. Listen, we will talk more about that absolutely because I'm all for that. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? All right, gentlemen. Thank you all for participating. Let's do what we always do when we close these meetings. Dear Lord, thank you again as we come together as men. Father, we say thank you for giving us the mind and the foresight, but continue to keep us grounded, Father, to remove what we want to do and help us to do your will for your church, for your school, and most of all for your students. Help us as men to lead in the proper way, and guide us as we try to lead and try to govern and try to assist each other. But most of all, continue to foster brotherhood and love between each other so that we can do your will and not our own. Father, continue to bless each man that's here. For those that will see this later, encourage them, Father, to not only participate, but be soldiers in your army. In Jesus' name we ask and pray. Amen. Listen, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. And I'd like to say to you, a hearty good night. And